5 rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
What's going on? What's going on? We are live. We are live in Los Angeles, man. Post-game reaction. The Raiders versus Chargers. Y'all know what happened today. I mean, it was I don't know what can you call today, man? I wasn't expecting the Raiders to lose, obviously, but we'll get into all that, man. The chat, y'all in the chat, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Everybody, the night crew is in the building. Yes. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, man. We appreciate everybody coming through, man. Hey, look, we gonna have a good show, man. We gonna get this out of our system, and then by the time we have our 50-50 show on Tuesday, we'll be able to move past this, okay? But for right now, we have some things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look. Hey, let's get into the chat real quick, man. Oh, hold on. What's going on? We got Severe scratching his head. What's going on? Hold on. Oh man, we having some technical issues, man. Hold on 1 second.
Sorry, guys. We got Luke Getsy on the board, so we're having some issues with it.
Hold on.
Our apologies.
Yeah. Hold
on. Did you try screen pass? Did you think maybe that'll fix it?
I think we're gonna be back in just a second, man. Hold on. Oh, we back. Don't worry, we back, man. Look, hey, Man, Alfred, let's start it off right, man. Alfredo in the building, man. What's going on, man? Pharaoh and Severe, salute, my guy. Appreciate you coming through. Billy Davis in the building. One of my mods, man. You got the blue wrench, man. I don't know if you know that, but you got the blue wrench, man. Yeah, I see you holding it down in chat, so we decided to give you that wrench. So he says, so what up, Raider Nation? Hey, we gonna get into it, man. We gonna talk about it. Man, my guy Prez, man, appreciate you coming. He says, welcome to Hot SoCal. Man, why does it, like literally, y'all had 70-degree weather, but by the time I pull up to Los Angeles or, Southern California, it happened to be, I mean, I know, I don't want to get into it, man, but it was definitely hot, man. It was hot. Crazy.
Nah, definitely.
Oh, welcome to Hot SoCal, and I got the latest scoop on Jack Jones.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, bro.
Man. Are you dropping it on IG soon, or what's up? What's up with that?
Yeah, for real. What's going on over there, man? Hold on. Let me make sure. Can y'all hear that? Let me know if y'all can hear that in the chat, man. Let me know if you hear it.
Slow.
It's slow? Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah. Back in business. There you go. All right. Man, unfazed, man. Come on, man. R.I.P. Minshew. Damn. Anthony, my guy, man, we see you in the chat, man. Appreciate you coming through. It's all good, man. We had our technical difficulties as well. I was able to get to the pink light, man. It's literally a whole cardio workout, man. We walked all the way from the front of the stadium and to all the way to the, it was crazy and whole lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect to see Charger fans there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really believe that the Chargers fans really didn't exist like that. Maybe on the internet they exist, but not in real life.
Yeah.
And they actually exist.
Yeah.
I was there. You know what I mean? Raider fans did outnumber them though.
Facts.
We did outnumber them. Let's be honest here. The Raider Nation did outnumber them because every time they had what do they put people on the jumbotron and they were trying to hype up the fans and all that type of stuff. Yeah. There was always a Raider fan somewhere in the back, just pointing to his hat, pointing to his jersey, like, hey, you know what I mean? But hey, it's all good, man. Hey, tough loss today, that to say the least. But we'll get into that in just a second. We got to salute the night crew. The night crew's in the building, man. SoCal Sal, man. Yes, SoCal Sal. I was in SoCal. Where you at, bro?
Exactly.
Were you at the game? Let us know, man. He says, salute Pharaoh and Severe, man. Salute my guy.
Salute.
Alfredo. Anthony, salute. He says, okay, he's saluting the chat, man. Hey, man, look, we out here. Let me try to get some of these comments here in just a second. My guy. Let's see. We got Diesel said this one hurt. Yeah, it did, because it's like the Chargers, they're trash. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they're a good team. I don't think they're a good team. I wasn't looking at Chargers and being like, oh, man, this is a really good team. Hey, they won fair and square at the end of the day. But I just didn't believe, that the Raiders are, we'll get into it. We got, let's see. Man, everybody's talking about the game, and we'll get into it, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Raid the Tape in the building. My guy, man. We got to get you on here soon, bro. Come on, man. I know you want to talk your shit, man. Hey, just let me know, man. We going to set up the time today, whatever, man. We got to get you on, man.
Yeah, and Raid is one of the best at talking that shit, man.
Man.
Definitely got to get you on there.
Here we go. We do got a defense, Raid. I know you happy about that. I know you're a defensive guy, so I know, and I'm sure we need to add more talent on that side of the football field. But hey, man, we definitely would appreciate you coming on. Appreciate your perspective on what's going on with the Raiders. But hold on one second. Let me get to. Man, we get people pulling up left and right, man. We appreciate it. Just make sure to clock in though. Yeah, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. Let's see, man. Hey, man, we the people in the building. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you coming through. J-Dog. Jack Jones gonna be suspended 2 games. Watch.
Yeah.
I hope not, man. I hope not. I hope not. That literally happened where on our end, I should have pulled out my camera. I was focused on like what was going on.
Yeah.
But I was even. I seen what was happening. I didn't even stand up. But you were standing up and watching what was going on more than I was. I was just like kind of just disgusted by the game. I was like, man, at this point, like, players are frustrated.
I didn't even peep it. I was like, then I heard, you hear people's reaction. So I stood up, 'cause I'm a nigga. So, like, that's that reaction from when, like.
Bro, I was like this. Like, if you see my reaction, I was like, damn, man.
Yeah, bro. But as soon as I saw, I think I saw Jack Jones actually throwing some punches, I believe. It was hard to see it in the scrum, but I think I saw him throw some punches.
Right.
So I was like, off top, I was already seeing right there, like, he about to get suspended for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But look, everybody had each other back, though. Max jumped in, Christian Wilkins, like, a few dudes jumped in, so,
Yeah, I mean, no one just if you just know that if you're a Raider fan, league is not gonna let this go, so they're gonna figure out a way to make sense of something. But man, and we'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about everything that we seen during the game, how the fans was there. Just, I think we low key. I felt like we were just in shock, like damn, like
yeah.
It wasn't like a heartbreaking loss or anything like that. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, for real.
Like
this is what the entire off season. Like
the part that made it so bad is that at no point was I like ever like panicked.
Yeah. Like
not until the very end of the game where I kind of knew it was out of reach. Where I was like, you come to that. Basically that realization that you're not going to win, but at like even everything that was going on, I was like, bro, these dudes they're not that good. Like, and it was just the offense that was struggling. I was like, bro, if we can put together one drive, we can get some momentum and we can do something. But it's just like every time we try to do something, we shoot ourselves right in the foot. And we got, we start, it's like you trying to roll a boulder up a hill.
Right.
And then you get almost there. And then, like, you get tired or you slip on some mud and it rolls all the way back down. And it rolls further than it was before. And that's what it was, like, we be trying to push that boulder up that hill. And that was us, trying to get a score on offense. And we get close. And then we shoot ourselves in the foot and put ourselves in an even worse position, man. And like, even through all of that, it wasn't until when the Chargers, when they went up 2 scores, that's when I was like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the entire Raider fans. I mean, we're all watching the game. We for sure felt the same way. I mean, we were just like, wow. Mark Davis Barber says, "I'm not shocked. The QB says it all. How are we gonna sign a backup and expect to be any good?" Damn. Just like that, man. Hey, it's kind of true. Yeah. Journeyman backup in Gardner Minshew. AOC, if we're being honest, projects to be a solid backup.
Exactly.
Maybe, possible starter, solid starter, but
high-end backup, very low end. Like,
yeah,
he's a Gardner Minshew level starter. Like, basically, he's like, like that's what AOC looks. That's what both of these dudes look like. They're both high-end backups. Hey, man, I love to have this dude be my backup quarterback. He needs to come in. He can win us some games. But, for either one of these guys to be the leader of your franchise, we've talked about it. We've talked about that ad nauseum, man. We had to address the quarterback position. Antonio Pierce said, no Band-Aids. And then, he comes out and gives us our 2 options are Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. It's like, that is, if that ain't a Band-Aid, I ain't never seen one in my life. So, yeah, and it kind of showed today, like a good quarterback, and this game it's not, not necessarily Gardner's fault. He did have that fumble, but it's not necessarily his fault. 'Cause he didn't play poorly, but he just didn't play well. And like, a good quarterback finds a way to get a win in that situation. Mm-hmm. Like, they find a way. Hey, you know what? We're gonna will the team down here. I'm going to make a play. I'm going to do this, and I'm gonna get a W. And Gardner just couldn't do it. And you know, there were people at the game like, oh man, you know, we might see Aiden O'Connell by halftime. Like, bro, Aiden O'Connell wouldn't have did any better. Aiden O'Connell, very, very likely does much worse just because there wasn't a whole lot of time to throw. We all know about Aiden O'Connell's pocket presence. He's not a guy that's going to stand there and take a hit. There are a few times where Gardner actually had to move out of the pocket. There's one throw in particular to Jacoby Myers for a big play. He had to move out of the pocket. There's a few other times where he had to like hang in the pocket for a while and try to deliver a throw. Like those not throws Aiden O'Connell makes. So Aiden O'Connell doesn't do any better this game. We painted ourselves in the corner, and now we're trying to fight our way out of that corner. But guess what? We don't have any other options.
Look, hey, this is a post-game reaction, so obviously by Tuesday we're gonna have a lot more answers. But right now we're just reacting to the game as we've seen it live in LA. You know, the unofficial home opener for the Raiders, man.
Yeah.
You know, LA's still a Raider town. Let's be honest, it's a Raider city. So, but the Raiders disappoint. I'm not gonna lie, it was a disappointing point in the game. This is a home game.
Yeah.
This is a game that you should win.
Yes.
Raider Primos in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. If you ain't subscribed, go over there and subscribe to my guy, man. Bro. The Raiders O-line sold this game today as well as the entire game.
Facts.
Yeah, Chargers D-line definitely dominated.
Facts.
For sure.
Facts. Chargers won both lines of scrimmage, man.
Yeah, you could tell by the Raiders play calling. Like they were scared to like why are you running it 4th and 1 and you run it in shotgun?
Yes.
I hate short yardage shotgun runs.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to get a first down, key down, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. I hate it with a passion. It's just like, but what does that tell you? They are saying that, you know, they don't believe that they don't feel like the O-line is protecting well enough.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to maybe trick them. Maybe we're in shotgun. I'm gonna most likely pass.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what they're trying to do. And when you try to basically get cute like that, you're just saying I don't trust the guys, you know, up front to win a one-on-one matchup, or I don't trust the guys up front to execute well enough to be able to beat the guys in front of them. And that's part of the reason, and it's not the only reason, because we already know that Luke Getsy is a chronic screen play caller. He did that a lot in Chicago as well. But part of the reason is that Chicago also had a very poor offensive line. And we obviously have a very poor offensive line too. And one of the reasons why you call it screenplay is because you want to slow down the rush. You don't want them to just pin their ears back and start, hunting the quarterback. You want to give them at least a little something to think about. But our screen execution was poor. Part of the reason our screen execution was poor because even part of being the screen is you have to make it look like you're actually blocking. And you even have to hold your block for a little while and then let the guy get past you, and then you go out and set up the blocks for the other guy. But we were getting beat so quickly off the screens that we couldn't even execute on the screens, right?
Yeah. Sean Schefter Johnson, my guy, man. He says, what's crazy, we only gave up 6 first down going into the 4th on defense and lose inexcusable.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I can't pin this loss on the defense.
No.
Hold on one second, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Something is going on here, but I'm going to fix it real quick. We're having some technical issues, man. We're live in LA, man. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. Well, you should see us in just a second. There we go. Here we go. We're back. But yeah, I mean, I don't put this loss on the defense.
No, not at all.
I feel like the defense did what they had to do. They played really well as far as getting after the. But it's not like the Chargers offense put enough fear into the Raiders defense at all during the entire game. I felt like they had the run game under, they had it under control.
Yeah.
But that being said, maybe Tyree going down might have affected some things. The D-line is starting to get tired. You don't have enough bodies out there, to rotate, and guys is not, whatever the case may be, Raiders started, the defense started getting tired. I mean, I guess after a while, like you're getting all these extra possessions to the Chargers offense, it's going to hurt, especially later in the game.
Yeah.
And you could tell by those big runs.
No.
Those weren't happening in the beginning of the game, man. The Raiders came out strong.
Yeah.
But the offense wasn't playing complimentary football. Yeah. You can't win the game by turning the ball over. I think that was one of our keys going into the game. If you want to run the ball and play a physical style football, which obviously the Chargers are trying to do as well, you got to play clean. You can't turn the ball over. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
The Chargers were able to be on the winning side of that, obviously. One team was able to win that, and it wasn't the Raiders. Because time of possession, I'm going to check out the time of possession here. I believe the Raiders won the time of possession.
Yeah.
If we look at the time of possession here, Raiders, 31 minutes, 44 seconds.
Yeah.
Chargers, 28 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah. See, the problem was, well, first of all, as you mentioned, man, like just lack of bodies on the defensive line. At one point, we rolled out the 5-man front again. Rolled out the 5-2-4. But to your other point, just in terms of like the time of possession, we controlled the ball a lot of the time. And we had those turnovers. And when you think about it, we had 5 turnovers, right? We had the Gardner fumble, we had the Zamir fumble, then we had the turnover on downs, then we had the missed field goal, and then, of course, at the end of the game, Gardner threw that interception, but basically the game was already over at that point. But 4 consequential turnovers. Mm-hmm. And the turning point of the game really was we missed that field goal, which is really a chip shot field goal. Like, it's inexcusable for us to miss that field goal. Chargers go down the field, and instead of us, having a 10-9 lead, we're down 16-7. And once it got to 2 scores, I basically knew the game was over. Just because our offensive output, we weren't going to do enough offensively to make up for that difference, man. So, Zamir White played poorly. Our offensive line played poorly. Our defensive line was mid. Linebackers were okay. Secondary played pretty well outside of, Merrick dropped that interception, and then he had that bad missed open field tackle. But the defense did enough, man. The defense did more than enough, especially having been put in some of the positions they were put in.
Hey, man, Marcus Epps, though, man.
Marcus Epps is a dog.
Marcus Epps is a dog, man. He's a dog, man. He was a hitter.
Yeah.
Out there, he was pretty physical out there, man. It was nice to see that live in person. Especially, I just remember charging the red zone. Herbert drops back, throws a pass towards the end zone. It looked like a clear touchdown. Yeah. And literally, Marcus Epps comes in and just knocks it out. You know what I mean? And I felt like he was just. Man, he's had a positive impact on Morik too as well. You know what I mean? So much respect to him in that. I think Morik played solid too. I think it would have been a crazy interception too if he would have had that. Man, we are having some difficult. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now.
You need a new wire?
You think that might be the case?
I don't know.
Okay. I think we're good for right now, so we'll see, man. But my guy, the Raider Rundown in the building. Man, he says, "My dog, what's going on, man? Hey, man, Severe was telling me you was out here, man. We should have linked up.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Chris, Protect the Shield.
Yeah.
Turf.
Yeah.
Leo, I didn't get a chance to see Leo, but I know you were able to meet him. Myra man. Was in the building.
I met everybody but Rundown.
Raider Smoke, salute to him, man.
Shout out to Raider Smoke. Shout out to baby Raider Smoke and Lil Elijah, man. We gotta give him a shout out on Tuesday as well, man. I'm sure he's sleep right now. So.
Yeah. Definitely Elijah. Shout out to you. But we had a good time with Smoke and his wife as well. Like, yeah, hey, man, we appreciate. But hey, look, that being said, we also missed out on meeting a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
Anthony in the chat was saying that he missed out. Daniel Kim, we were supposed to meet up with him as well. He had to head out shortly after the game, but he was there at the tailgate, but we weren't able to connect. Man, but there's gonna be more opportunities, man. Salute
definitely.
to the nation. Everybody showed out, man. It was overall it was a good experience. My first time going to SoFi. I wanted it to be a W. I wanted to get the win, you know. I'm 1-2 since the Raiders moved to Las Vegas. I'm 1-2. You know what I mean when it comes to these games, man. 1-2. I gotta clean. Hey, man. Do I gotta stay at the house? Do I have to just stay home? Maybe the record probably get. You know, I want the Raiders to win, man. At the end of the day, so if I gotta stay home, I'm gonna stay home, man. I'm just being honest. Man. But Fierce Raider 88 says, dude, our offense sucked. And I told people it would. Hey, man.
Yeah.
You were right. As far as what we've seen in week 1, hey, if that's going to continue, our offense does suck.
Hey, but you know who else told us our offense would suck? Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, he did.
He straight up said.
If y'all don't remember,
we gonna suck without saying it.
Yeah. If you guys, I don't know, we actually had this as a flag on the play, man. Shout out 50/50
Yes, sir.
show. It's a segment that we have every week if we have any issues, what's going on around the NFL, Raiders, whatever. We call it out. Yeah. And in this case, it was at the time it was Antonio Pierce because he was talking to the Raiders media member. I can't remember top of my head. Was it Paul Gutierrez? It was somebody, right? And he was pretty much stating that, he admitted that he's like, hey, it's not like the Raiders offense is going to be a juggernaut. We can't expect that. We got to have that,
The juggernaut.
Pretty much, he was trying to lower the expectations of the Raiders offense. Yeah, I feel like it was very interesting, especially because the season hasn't started and you're already trying to, No. Because you know what it was is because he's seeing it live every day.
Exactly.
And he's probably telling himself like, damn.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's no excuses because they had the entire offseason to correct something that was an issue last year. And you come up with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell battling it out in preseason, man. I'm sure they wanted to get a quarterback, but what I didn't like is that they didn't even attempt to get a quarterback later in the draft, at any point in the draft. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, because know who really helped out a lot in game 1? Tommy Eichenberg really helped us. Oh, wait a minute. He didn't play. He wasn't on the field. So, guess who was on the field? Remember how I said you can find good linebackers later on? You can even find them as undrafted guys, because our head coach was an undrafted guy that was the captain of the Super Bowl team. He was he's an undrafted guy. We had an undrafted guy in Amari Gaynor. Ooh.
Man, who you telling? Ray, man, I already know because you thought at the time he ran into Madison, the running back, but when I seen it, like. It almost like the ball slipped out his hand.
He was trying to throw a screen pass to Devontae. And it looked, when I saw it, I thought, because from the angle we was at, it looked like Madison ran into his elbow. Yeah. And made the ball if somebody hit your elbow and you trying to throw it, goes weird. So I thought it was one of those situations. But nah, bro, after I watched the highlights, and the ball just slipped out his hands on some Dante Culpepper stuff. The ball just I don't know if he was eating some popcorn or something. He got some butter on his fingers or something, man. But it's just that was a horror. Oh my God, that was so bad, man. And he's so slow that he couldn't get to the ball to tap it out of bounds. And Devontae was trying to chase it down, and Devontae couldn't get to the ball, and it was just that was just horrible, man.
Yeah, and going into the game, if y'all remember, yesterday we had a late night special of Around the Shield with my guy Big Mike Raider, and one of the things that was mentioned was that, Minshew has to cut down on turning the ball over in order for the Raiders to have, long-term success. And one of the issues he has is fumbling the football.
Yeah, exactly.
And as Raider fans, we know that well because the previous quarterback, that was with the team for a long period of time, had issues with fumbling the football. So, man, now it's crazy. And and you mentioned Zamir White too as well, man. He had a tough game. And,
tough is putting it nice.
And I told you this. I said he was an X factor, and I said his success is going to determine the success of this offense, because the run game is going to set up so much with the pieces that we have, and it's going to put less pressure on the quarterback, right? Yeah. Obviously, the run game wasn't there consistently today. Yeah. O-line couldn't protect Minshew as well. Obviously, Minshew's not a guy that you wanted to have drop back and throw a lot of passes, because he has a tendency to do what? Turn the ball over at times, But Zamir had a tough game. He had a slow start. Started to pick it up in the second half a little bit, and then he fumbles.
Exactly.
Then he fumbles.
Exactly.
Look, this is life after Josh Jacobs. I know everybody got jokes for Josh Jacobs and how he's struggling and this, that, and the third. But let's think about it this way. Like, Josh Jacobs, from the time that he was with the Raiders, overall, had a pretty solid career with the Raiders. Now, Zamir White era has begun.
Yeah.
However long that's going to last, but it has begun. And he has no moves. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
No moves.
Yeah.
Does this zone blocking scheme fit his skill set? Can he make the guy miss in the open field? There was a couple of times during the game, I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
that's the problem.
You're an NFL running back. You got to make the first guy miss. That's what you get paid for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's the problem, man. It's not a scheme thing. Was it poor block? Was the O-line horrible? Yes. But, he still had opportunities. He saw some success, later in the game. He started taking the back door and, no pause. But, he started, and he started cutting some stuff back against the grain, and he saw some success, right? And then right when he started to get a little bit of momentum, fumble. But in terms of Josh Jacobs, man, like Josh Jacobs was okay until he wasn't. He was good until he wasn't anymore. Like you put some food in the refrigerator. Like, oh, that food is still good. I ate it 2 days ago. It was good then. Well, like now it got mold on it. Is it still good? No.
Yeah.
So it wasn't good when we got rid of it. So it's time for us to move on. I think Zamir can be capable of having some success, but as you pointed out at the game, like he has to have stuff has to be blocked up correctly for him to have success, because he's not a guy that's going to dance in the backfield and make some guys miss. He needs a crease in order to exploit that crease, and then get north and south. He's not a guy that you really want going east and west. And the way our blocking was, there was a whole bunch of east and west, not enough north and south. And when you put him in that position, it's no good.
Man, shout out to my guy, Raider Smoke 89, man. We were able to link up today, man. He says, thank you both for the hospitality, man. All good, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. And he has something to say, man. Turnovers, trash offensive play calling. I agree.
Yes.
Play calling, at times, there are certain times where I'm like, when the Raiders were getting to that 48-yard line, I felt like they needed to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, man.
We have 7 points. If you guys were, obviously you guys were watching the game, for the majority of the game, the Raiders had 7 points until maybe the end of the third, early fourth quarter. They were able to put a field goal up. They ended up finishing with 10 points. Yeah. But the play calling, I felt like on first down, like they should have been a little bit more aggressive.
Yes.
If this D line is getting after this O line, okay, there's different ways of being unpredictable. You don't have to do trick plays. Exactly. Start passing it on early downs.
Yeah.
Change it up.
Yeah.
Play action. Just try to. When I felt like they were on the 40-yard line, I was like, man, please do a play action here. They just ran the ball. Yeah. And nothing came of it. And then obviously, I think we can get on AP as far as that 4th and 1 on the 43-yard line. Yeah. Decides to. I thought that was, come on, man. Like, what are you doing, bro? Less than 4 minutes to go. Like, come on. Like,
that says it all, though. that says what AP thinks of this offense. That says what AP thinks of this offense, man. And I have to look at like I said, I'm always hesitant to blame play calling because I generally put things on execution of the play. If you execute the play properly, the play is going to have success.
Yeah.
But as you said, there is situational play calling. As you pointed out, the shotgun run on 4th and 1. Like why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. So I have to go back, look at the all 22. Look at some of the stuff. Look at some of the personnel groupings. Where they taking advantage of some of the mismatches. Like I don't think they attacked. Like one of the things we talked about was attacking Denzel Perriman. I don't think they did that nearly enough. Make him cover a tight end. Make him cover Michael Mayer. Make him cover Brock Bowers. Like do that stuff. Like take advantage of. Derwin James isn't the fastest guy in the world. Their other safety isn't really a cover safety as well. Like take advantage of Trey Tucker. Now some of the issues there are that. Can we protect long enough to do that stuff? Yeah. Now I think that now some of the issues where we saw with Devontae where he's running these long developing routes and Gardner's having to stand there 2.5, 3 seconds, and by that time
Yeah, but they were running screens like. Yeah. I understand that's like Luke Getsy's MO and that's part, but come on, at some point like you're down, the time is dwindling, like you need to be more aggressive. You need to take some shots down the field. And you're over here just throwing passes behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah. And it felt like the Chargers were just waiting for it. Yeah. They kept batting the passes down.
At some point.
Come on, man. And then, Smoke goes on to say run defense. Obviously, he says defense got tired, can't put the blame on them. Minshew looked like the moment was too much. Ooh. Oh, not that, man. My bad. I gave you the crickets, man. My bad.
I don't think Minshew played poorly. I think he had the one bad pass to Tucker, where he could have had more yards. Where he's throwing off his back foot.
Yeah.
Where if he steps into that throw, but he's a shorter guy, so there was. Offensive lineman kind of being pushed into his face, but I think he still had enough room to step into that throw, deliver a throw. I think Tucker probably gets 10 more yards if he does that. But other than that, man, I really didn't. And of course, obviously that fumble. But other than that, I didn't think he played a poor game. Like it was, he played about as well as Justin Herbert for most of the game. For a lot of the game, he played better than Justin Herbert, to be honest with you. So
yeah, Raiders Resistance, man, says Joe Alt didn't allow a single pressure against Max Crosby today. Man, I'm gonna have to rewatch the game and all that, but that's crazy, man. Yeah. That's their first round pick, man, and Harbaugh likes to prioritize that offensive line. Yeah, and the Chargers already had a solid offensive line. I think they probably wanted to solidify their tackles because obviously Max Crosby's in division. Like he's been, every time he plays the Chargers, he pretty much dominates. Yeah, damn near. But Joe Alt, that was a big win for them. I mean, for him to start off his NFL career against Max Crosby, and if I'm gonna have to rewatch the game. But if Joe Alt didn't allow a single pressure, that's huge for them.
Know what's so bad about this, and what's so bad is that I don't know if the Raiders be watching our show, but like our flags on the play, they're like, oh yeah, we're about to or around our extra points. They looked at them and was like, all right, well F you guys, we're gonna make y'all look hella wrong. Remember we did the extra point about Max Crosby. And what does Max Crosby do? Go out there and, he had that one sack, but, Joe Alt basically trolled him. Then we had the one kid saying, nobody goes to jail. And then what do we have? Mm-hmm. the big old fight on the field. It's like these dudes is purposely trying to make us look bad. It's crazy, man.
Right,
it's
man.
Crazy.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, Raider Primos, man. I think I seen that late, man. But, yeah, man, hey, look, if you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, man. We appreciate the support, man. But, hey, it's very simple. Just hit that thumb, man. Just all you got to do is just clock in. That's what we like to say on this channel, man. So clock in. We are going live on both our channels. The Severe Raider.
Yes,
so make sure you head over there, subscribe, and also hit the like button, hit the notification bell, as well as my channel. Do the same, man. We appreciate the support, man. All we are asking is just hit that like button, man, and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, man. Hey, look, it was a big disappointment. I was excited about the team, and I'm gonna have more time to think about it, obviously. But as of right now, I was just disappointed about when it comes to the offense. But can I really say that I was surprised?
No.
Gardner Minshew, Lou Getsy at OC. When Lou Getsy got hired, I was just like, ugh. When you talk to Bears fans, they're disgusted by him. Disgusted.
Yeah.
They're disgusted by Lou Getsy. Yeah. And I mean, it's not like the Bears had like a prolific offense at all. I mean, they were pretty good running the football, but then how much was that was Justin Fields running the ball at quarterback? Yeah. But it's still early. It's game one, but what makes it kind of like just ugly is the Chargers. I don't even think they're that good.
No.
I don't think the Chargers are that good. I was just watching them. I'm like, they really don't have any offensive weapons at all. Their O-line is solid, good.
Yeah.
I can say that, but their weapons is like, what? Like,
yeah.
Defensive line did their thing against the Raiders D-line. Okay. Derwin James is Derwin James. I get it. Yeah. But overall, I'm like, I don't know if the Chargers play like this the next 16 games, I think they're not going to win a lot of games.
No.
Raiders let them off the hook.
It's all self. I mean, yeah, let them. They are who we thought they were. Who let them off the? And it was all self-inflicted wounds, man. That's the bad part, right? It was self-inflicted wounds. It was the Zamir White fumble. It was the Gardner Minshew fumble. It was the missed field goal. I think even with those other turnovers, that missed field goal, when you have an opportunity to take the lead and then kick off and force them to go the length of the field, instead you're down still, and then you give them some pretty good field position because you missed a field goal. Like that stuff right there. That was the death blow cut right there. Like, because then they march down, they score their touchdown, and then that was essentially like, at that point it was kind of all she wrote.
SoCal Southside, I was working with Pharaoh. I had to watch. Okay, all good, man. All good, man. I was just messing with you, man. But appreciate you coming through, man. I wish you were able to watch a W. Yeah, you know what I mean, on the phone. But it is what it is. But let's get through it, man. The chat is going crazy, man. We appreciate it. I'm trying to get to everybody's chat as much as I can. Hey, Cool Kev, I feel you on this, man. I feel you. We found every way to throw this game away.
100%.
Because it was so, like, literally we were leading for a certain portion of the game.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If not the majority of the game, if you think about it. And the Raiders had so many different opportunities because the Raiders defense played well.
Yes.
For a certain portion of the game until the fourth quarter or near the end of the game, where obviously it felt like the defense kind of got tired, missed tackles, led to more plays. Felt like you even felt like Herbert was getting more time in the pocket. When at times the pocket was collapsing. You know what I mean? I seen Janarius Robinson get to the outside. I seen some inside pressure. Yeah. Max was able to get a sack, I believe, this game. I don't know.
Got a sack early,
Yeah. So the Raiders. It wasn't like Raiders defense played bad. It was just that Raiders weren't able to capitalize at all.
At all. And that's the problem. For as bad as our offense was playing, we still were able to put together some drives. Mm-hmm. But when we was put together these drives, they'd either stall out. We had the one where we felt we should have went for it on fourth down. Yeah. We had to drive early in the game where we did go for it, but that was before we got to the 50. Then we had to miss field goal. So even when we were able to put something together offense, like if we finished those drives,
Right.
Especially that one where you missed the field goal. Like if we come away with the field goal or a touchdown in that situation, that's humongous for us. That's humongous for the momentum of the game, just the psychology of the players, especially on the guys on defense. Because when you do that and you don't score, these guys are human. The defense, they start pressing like, damn, we have to make a play. We have to. So instead of just doing your job, focus on staying in your lane, focusing on your keys, keeping your eyes disciplined. Then you start trying to force and make plays. That's when you get out of your gaps. That's when you do things that are uncharacteristic, and that's when you get beat.
Rated Tape says, I thought he called, so he's talking about Lou Getsy. He says, I thought he called good plays, a lot of good mid-level passes with check downs, solid situational play calling, QB play, and no running back is hard to work with. He threw the ball backward and they fumbled.
Yeah.
So Raid is more about the players. Like the Raiders don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
He feels like the quarterback play was terrible, and he thinks that obviously Zamir had a tough game.
Yeah. Tough is understatement.
You're right. And I'm not sure, man. I don't know, Ray. Were you a fan of that shotgun run on 4th and 1? You know what I mean? Hindsight is 20/20. So when something doesn't work out, we can easily say it's a terrible play call.
Yeah.
But I'm just personally, I'm not a fan of short yardage shotgun runs. I'd rather a quarterback just get under center.
Yeah.
But what are they really saying when they're going in shotgun and short yardage situation? Yeah. What are they really trying to do? Like, what are they really trying to say about the other team, what they're doing to the offensive line and with their D line?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me.
As I stated earlier, I don't think Gardner Minshew wasn't a world beater out there. He wasn't, that was mid-level quarterback play. I think if you get good quarterback play, you win that game. He played mid quarterback play, but that should have been enough to win the game. Right. That should have been, if we don't turnovers, and like one of those turnovers, one of the turnovers at a pivotal time was his. But if we don't turn the ball over, we protect the ball, I think we win the game. I think if we get better blocking up front, that's part of the reason why the offense struggled. And I'm the first guy to always say, like I said under Josh McDaniels, I say it now, I'm always looking at execution first when it comes to play calling. Like the easiest thing to do was to say this play didn't work, so it was a bad play. Yeah. That's the easiest thing to do. That's very low hanging fruit. Right. So, but that's not always the case. More times than not, it's about the execution. And our offensive line, it was just they were getting beat, like a drum. It was Parham was getting beat like a drum. Thayer Mumford was getting beat like a drum. Colton Miller on several instances was getting beat like a drum. It's like across the board, those guys were getting beat, and it's hard to throw passes when you got a defensive tackle sitting in your lap. You feel me?
Yeah, man. I hear you, and I know it's the easy way out to blame the play calling when the offense is struggling. Players got to take accountability as well for not executing, but
it was a lot of screens.
It was, God, man.
It was a lot of screens.
Yeah, but it was just like, I understand at certain points you run it, but all the time, even when you're down, even when the defense is literally expecting you, like they're waiting for it, like they're batting it passes down at the line of scrimmage, or also, for me, it was maybe a little, I don't know if that's an AP thing. Maybe AP's telling Lou Getsy, or Lou Getsy is being a little bit, he's not as aggressive as he should be, maybe on early downs when you get to that midfield. Take a shot, man. We need some points. Yeah. The Raiders finished with 10 points.
Yeah. They had 7 after the first quarter.
You know what I mean? If we look at the scores around the league, I'm thinking that they probably are up there as the lowest scoring teams around the NFL. I mean, there were some couple of games that were pretty.
I think Carolina scored 10 as well.
Carolina, they got blown out too.
Carolina scored 10.
Oh man, hey, Derek Carr had a pretty solid game. I want to catch up on some. I got to catch up on some of the games. I got to watch and see what happened. But yeah, they got blown out 47-10. Whew. Yeah, but Bryce Young, bro, what's damn, is he gonna be a bust? I really like Bryce Young coming up, but it's just the situation that he came into. The ownership is just trash.
The organization
that he's playing in his second offense, and second year.
Yeah, he turned the ball over too. I gotta watch it. Honestly, I gotta watch the game before I assess it.
Yeah.
But just looking at the stat sheet, it looked all bad for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just like I said, I'm not in full blown panic mode. I think this is good in terms of, I think we'll all, like, there were a lot of people saying, oh man, we're going 13 games, we're going 12 games. You know, I kind of put the ceiling for us. My prediction was 10. I might have to revise that down, just depending on what we do next week. But you know, we have to see better offensive play. I think we have to see better offensive play calling. And the part of the reason you call that many screens is because you're trying to slow down the pass rush. You're trying to make those guys think about something, but you can't call them so much where they're sitting on stuff like that. We start seeing them like bat down the screen plays or guys not really, you know, like not really bite on the screen. So when you start seeing that, so that's your key to say, okay,
yeah,
well, I'm just gonna run some plays now. Like I'm gonna, okay, you're not biting. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna get into our offense. I'm gonna do something else. I don't think, you know, Getty, I don't think he did that enough. I don't think he mixed up things enough, especially when he saw that teams were starting to send on the screen. And then it got to the point where another reason why that missed field goal was so big, and the fact they went down there and scored that touchdown, is that we were actually starting to make a little headway with the run. But when they go up 2 scores, all right, now you really can't run the ball no more. You really, at that point, you got to say, okay, damn, we kind of we got to pass more, sprinkle in some runs just to try to keep them honest. But you can't really like rely on the run game anymore. You can that kind of goes out the door. And we were actually starting to see some success with it at that point.
Yeah. Raider Primo says, I feel it was that missed field goal. Carlson missed that, basically gave momentum away to the Chargers.
Fact.
Yeah, that was tough when he missed that field goal too. And that would have had, the Raiders would have had it at least, if you were to just count all the points that all the field goals they scored, 13.
Yeah.
So it would have been 13, 16. You know.
Yeah, but then think they
you know what, they wouldn't have got the ball in great
exactly.
Good field. Yep,
they went right down there and scored.
It's all about momentum too.
So we would have been up. It would have been up 10-9 kicking off to them.
That's true.
With momentum.
Yeah. So you're right. That's a man. That's a good point, man. That's a good point, man. Yeah. Raiders made mistakes on every level, you know, special teams,
everywhere, man,
offense, and eventually defense. But like I said, we're not going to put it on the defense. I felt like offensively, that's how we lost this game.
Yeah. Even with those fumbles and the defense being put in bad situations, they only gave up 22 points. I think Charles Woodson used to say it best, that if your defense holds a team to 21, you should win. So that means if your defense holds a team to 20, that means you're assuming your offense should score at least 22 points at that point.
Yeah.
So, you know, we couldn't even do that.
Yeah. My guy Austin Avila with the super chat, man. My guy, man. The way we moved the ball once the run was effective gives me some hope. Once JPJ comes back, our inside zone will be more effective. Old lines tend to get better as the season continues. Okay. Look, a positivity right there. So yeah, that is true. That is true. The Raiders are gonna have to shake up that O-line, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, Big Mike, shout out to him, man. Around the Shield show we had last night. Yeah. He mentioned that there maybe in the meantime, if Jackson Powers Johnson injury issues continue, which hopefully that's not the case, but do we shake it up and just maybe get the rookie 3rd round pick, Glaze, you know, have him play on the outside or on the inside, you know?
Yeah. See,
put your best offensive line on the football field.
Yeah.
Cody Whitehair, should he be starting?
I mean, I don't think DJ Glaze or Thayer Munford being in the other guard spot makes that much of a difference. I think the biggest issue is, and I think Austin Avila, I think that he makes an excellent point. Offensive line gets better as the season continues, because offensive line, as much as any other position on the field, possibly even more so, it's all about chemistry.
Yeah.
It's all about chemistry and trust.
Yeah.
You know, we saw perfect example on that stunt where, you know, Thayer Munford and Parham, they didn't pass that thing off well enough, right? So some of that is chemistry and trust. Those guys have never played next to each other. Parham's moving back over to the right side, and then Thayer Munford, this is his first season, like really being like the full-time starter at right tackle. That's chemistry and trust. Cody Whitehair, Colton Miller, they've never played together, and then Colton Miller basically missed all of the offseason program.
Yeah.
That's an issue. Cody Whitehair is a totally new addition, so he has guys to the left of him and to the right of him that he's never played with before in a professional game. So, that does make a difference. So I think that's part of it. And Jesse Minter, we saw what he did last year with Michigan. Some of the stuff he does up front. We saw some of the stunts he was doing, some of the games they were running. Like he knows how to scheme up a defense. And so this was a tough test. And it was also a situation where we talked about it previously, where going from Josh McDaniel's system to Luke Getsy's system, we went from the quarterback making the protection calls to now Andre James is making the protection calls again. And once again, he's playing with some new guys that don't have chemistry. So, all of that stuff adds up. I do think the offensive line will get better, especially once Jackson Powers-Johnson is inserted into the lineup. But then, once again, you're adding a new element into the offensive line that's going to come with some chemistry setbacks as well.
Yeah. It's going to take a minute, and that's what Aston Villa is kind of alluding to here. As the season continues, O-line tends to get better, especially when you got a rookie, offensive guard who hasn't played, most of the offseason. I mean, he hasn't played OTAs. I think he was hurt since then.
Yeah. Missed
entire training camp. I know he's back technically, but he's still. And this is a concussion, by the way, y'all. So this is kind of, I don't know, man. That's kind of weird, bro. Concussion or this early in your career, and you're just out for that long.
Yeah.
And AP's like, yeah, we're trying to make sure that we're being safe.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, like that sounds pretty serious. But hey, hopefully he comes back 100%, and then you got someone that is probably one of our favorite picks in the draft. Just because we feel like he definitely upgrades that offensive line and improves that run game.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of skill set he brings. So hopefully we'll be able to get him back. But next, this is another reason why this makes this loss real tough. Another reason. Next week.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm about to turn this shit
man.
Against the Ravens.
Against the Ravens, man.
The Ravens, bro, they are out for blood right now. They are mad. Yeah, they had a tough loss against the Chiefs, a game that they wanted to win because of they lost the game I think in the playoffs against the Chiefs. Lamar Jackson, he felt like he was playing. He was trying everything to come back. I mean, it was last minute comeback. They almost tied the game. Foot went out of bounds. Y'all,
not a foot, a toenail.
Football's a game of inches, right? So it is what it is, man. So that's their home opener next week, the Ravens.
Yeah.
And Raiders are going to the East Coast.
Yes.
Raiders historically are not a good East Coast team.
On an early start too.
So that's why this makes this game so
and the Ravens coming off 10 days rest. As you alluded to, it's their home opener after coming off that tough loss.
Yeah.
Having to watch the Chiefs get Super Bowl rings in front of them.
Yeah.
And all they've been hearing all week is, how about that loss and how they can't get over the hump, and Lamar Jackson's having to hear, maybe he's not the guy that's going to dethrone Patrick Mahomes. So all that stuff is bulletin board material. Derrick Henry really wasn't that effective. We're dealing with another Harbaugh, a team formerly coached by Greg Roman. And, it's just a lot of stuff, going against us at that point. But like, I want to say, you said it. If we win that game, everybody's mind changed. Like, oh well, we good again. We going to the Super Bowl now. Like everybody had changed. I think it's gonna be a tough game to win. We're going against the reigning MVP of the league.
Yeah.
We traditionally struggle. We struggle against we let QBs that aren't mobile run on us.
Right.
Now you got the most mobile QB possibly in the history of the NFL. So it's like, You know, we got another we got another 2 good tight ends. We got you know, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. And I was hearing in the offseason from a lot of people that cover the Ravens saying, you know, they could see a world where Isaiah Likely is as productive or more productive than Mark Andrews, just because he's a guy, much like, you know, we have in Brock Bowers, that once you get the ball in his hands, the first guy never tacks him. Always makes the first guy miss, and he's getting yacked. So, you know, I think that's gonna be a tough matchup for us as well, man. It's, you know, hey, but if we can come out, hopefully AP is in there talking to his people. You know, we kind of knew, and that's the thing that pissed me off, because we talked about it with Mike. Yeah. Talked about the Greg Roman situation. You know, Greg Roman versus Patrick Graham. But Patrick Graham, he did what he needed to do. Yeah. So that has to piss him off, because he's hearing it again. And another thing is that, like,
he got the last laugh though.
What?
He still got, like, if you look at the numbers that Roman has in the run game, he's keeping up with him. Like, he over 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, but it was just those last like in the like those fourth quarter runs, those big runs late, because the defense did their job. Yeah. It's just offense didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Right. And if offense does it, I think we basically keep that run game in check. Right. And, you know, we win the game. But as you alluded to, tough opponent next week. Yeah. Man. Tough opponent next week.
Tough, man. And, hey, look, if the Raiders win next week, we're having a whole different conversation about this team. Our outlook about this team is a little bit better, way better, because, you know, the Ravens are one of the best teams. Like, they're projected to be one of the best teams this year. I mean, obviously Lamar, you know, we all know Ravens are going to be one of those teams this year, but it's going to be tough next week. It's going to be tough. But if they're able to steal that game, then okay. I feel a little bit, I'm like, all right, okay, let's get on track. All right, let's figure this out. Jay, you know, let's get this O-line a little healthier. Let's get the right guys. Let's get, you know, I'm not even opposed of Glaze getting into the game. I mean, if he's that much, if it's that close and he's a young rookie, hey, there's a potential for him to get better as the season goes on. Maybe put that guy out there, you know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get there, man. My guy, Daniel Kim in the building, man. Hey, man, we missed you today, man. My apologies, man. I know you were at the tailgate. We tried to link up with you after the game, but man, it's just we couldn't connect at the right time. But my guy, man, he says, appreciate the super chat, by the way. He says Getsy might need to go up to the box to see the defense clear. Attack it. Even Kobe's catch downfield had Tucker in the same area. Yeah. Yeah. Does he make that adjustment? Does Getsy get it? Does that, you know, with that, it worked for Graham. Yeah. The defense played a lot better. I think he called a better game when he moved upstairs. Yeah. Like as you alluded to, it did work for Patrick Graham on that particular throw. I don't think that's necessarily on Getsy, just that particular play, but just as a big picture overall thing, I think that could be positive. I think, you know, somebody asked AP about it, and I think he said basically he was gonna leave it up to the discretion of Getsy, but, you know, they would reevaluate things. But on that play, I just think that, you know, Aiden O'Connell, oh my God, no, he wouldn't do that. But Gardner Minshew, he kind of had to scramble, he had to move outside, move out the pocket. And but Trey Tucker is doing what you're taught to do. When your QB is in the scramble drill, you work to the level of your QB, you make yourself available. When I first saw that play, man, I was about to throw my aluminum can of water onto the field. I thought that Gardner Minshew like missed Trey Tucker wide open, but the pass was actually going to Jacoby. So yeah, but that's a very good call out about Daniel Kim. Very good call out, because we saw, you know, what moving into the box, what that did for our defense, what that did for Patrick Graham. And I think we have leaders on the field. Part of the reason you want your coach down in the field just for that interaction, but, you know, like Gardner Minshew's a veteran guy. I think he'll be okay without that, you know, one-on-one and personal interaction. We got Rich Gangarello, who's a veteran coach. We got Joe Philbin, who's an advisor, who's a veteran guy. So we have veteran coaches down there to help on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think we need Getsy down there, especially if he's the play caller. Yeah, but I just feel like it sounds good on paper. It sounds good that we're talking about it, but Usually stuff like that doesn't happen until like
that's like desperation.
Desperation. We got to make something happen, and I don't know if we're there yet. You know, I don't think he's probably going to be stubborn right now. He's going to be like, I could be out there. You know what I mean? I got to be. He's probably used to being on the field. You know, so I don't know if he makes that move. I mean, that's something that. I mean, it would take a few games at least for them to make that adjustment. But I mean, Daniel Kim, man. Hey, Daniel, man, great point, man. The king of mods, bro. We'll catch you, and we're gonna be going to games this season. So hopefully the Raiders win, so it makes it that much enjoyable, man. Because I love when the Raiders win, man. I don't want to see them lose, man. Like, come on, I want to see the Raiders lose, but you know. And I don't want to. I didn't like that the Charger fans felt all. They felt like, you know, to be honest, they felt like they won a Super Bowl. They're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yeah. Oh, they're so like, cause you know, Harbaugh, and they're excited about the coach. Like, y'all trash.
Yeah, they was walking around with their chest puffed out.
Yeah, man. They won. They don't get twisted. They won fair and square, but it's just. They're not good.
I hated to see it, man. I wanted to see them dudes leave miserable, man.
I don't know. I didn't feel like the Raiders lost to a good football team. That's what makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel like the Chargers were a good football team.
No, what it's like. Yeah, I hate to always be going here, but like, you ever be like, you know, like. You want to, like, you need, like, you on the drought. She's like, damn, you know what? Let me just highlight this ugly girl real quick. And, like, you know, and she turn you down. You be like, what? You? Like, you saying no to me? And you be like, damn, like, you know? So that's kind of what it felt like, man. Like what? Like, you?
Severe analogies, man. It's crazy, man.
We lost to y'all? It's like, dang, dog, that's a bad look.
Yeah, and Herbert didn't look like he was 100% because there was like a run where he was kind of running weird, like he was limping a little bit. So he didn't look like he was 100% either. Yeah. But he never really has good games. Like, I mean, overall, like, he doesn't really have good games against the Raiders, especially with the defense playing as well as they have. Yeah. I just think that Raiders made more mistakes than the Chargers. They turned the ball over, and that's the difference in the game.
We made all of them, basically. They made none of them, really.
Yeah, offensively, man, like, you know, Raiders didn't get it done at all, man. They didn't capitalize. There's so many different opportunities, and Raiders defense got gassed, and the rest is history. They got to play complementary football, man. In order to, if you're gonna have a defense, if this is gonna be a defensive football team, you're gonna have to have long drives.
Yeah.
Who's a guy that could have long drives, put together long drives? Did we see it maybe in the preseason? AOC maybe, you know, AOC. But, you know, we're not there yet. You know, at the end of the day, like, we're not there yet. But I'm sure, you know, when Pierce said in the presser when he announced that Minshew was going to be the starter, he did say, after the first quarter of the season, they're going to evaluate that position. They're going to, you know, he kind of left the door open. So I'm sure, you know, AOC's waiting back there. But, you know, I don't want to get on Minshew and say, oh, man, he was terrible, this and that, because it was just an overall terrible performance. I understand, like Minshew didn't do anything for me to be like, oh, man, he should have did this and that and third. And I got to rewatch the game as well. TV copy sometimes different from watching it live in person sometimes, but it just felt like overall, like, it is just the offense just wasn't in sync, kind of familiar, right? Last year we had the same issues, right? But this year we struggled. I mean, this game we struggled to run the football. Hey, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Mayer wasn't getting a whole lot of separation.
He really wasn't.
Michael Mayer wasn't getting I like what I see from Bowers. You know, I think they gotta incorporate him in there as well, because the Raiders have like a good problem right now. They have a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Yeah, they got a lot of weapons. Yeah. So
now Bowers had a good game.
Yeah, I just felt like they were able to hit him on some plays. I feel like they need to if you're gonna run screens, give him the ball. Like, let him
We tried to run that. We tried to run that screen, and he didn't hold his block, and then the screen got knocked. So.
Right. But Mayer, I still like Mayer, but there's a few times I'm like, man, they really had them all. but maybe that might be because whoever they had matched up against them, the Chargers were ready for it because Raiders aren't running the football well enough, and you have I don't know if they were in 12 personnel, but
they were in some 12 personnel. A few times the guy that was on it was Cole.
Bowers was on the field too, or Harrison Bryant was on the football field.
Yeah. And there were some situations where they were in 21. Well, not even 21. They were in the 3 wide receiver sets, and they had a tight end on the field as well. And sometimes it would be Brock, or sometimes it would be Michael Mayer. I saw one instance where it was only Harrison Bryant. So I think they mixed it up. Like the few times, like when I saw one of the passes that weren't complete, I think we had Colson on them. So I'm not too concerned about Michael Mayer. We kind of said like between the 20s, we thought Brock Bowers would be the guy that would get more looks in that area. But once we got into the red zone, we start to see more Michael Mayer just because he operates better, in jump ball situations and in contested catch situations. We saw him make a very nice contested catch, in fact. So, but we didn't get to the red zone early enough to even really try to utilize him down there, to be honest.
Lewis says 2-2 after week 4. I'm looking at the long view. Next week, I'm expecting the L.
Okay. I can see us beating Carolina and the Browns looked hard. Like,
look,
Deshaun looked
I'm not gonna say I'm expecting L. Like, I don't want to go into it like, man, it's gonna be. But I know it's gonna be a tough game. But I'm like, realistic. but also I'm paying attention to how the Raiders compete.
Yeah.
How do they compete on the road, East Coast game, where typically they struggle because obviously the time change. Yeah. What are they gonna do in a pretty good? That's a good measuring stick as far as an opponent that a lot of people project to make a playoff run, right? So how do the Raiders compete with a team like that? I'm going to be paying attention to that. And if the Raiders can come out with a W, cool. That's a big one, because to begin, if we're able to win next week, and then we're looking back, we're like, man, that was a game that we expected to go lose and win the first game, but lose this game.
Yeah.
But that's how the NFL works sometimes. But
facts. I mean, like, you can't count your chickens before they hatch. I'm not gonna say I'm expecting an L. I can say I am not expecting to win. That's it. We'll just do it like that. I'm not expecting the L, but I'm not expecting to win.
Raider Pete says starting Minshew for experience and swagger was a mistake. Swagger comes with beating teams like the Chokers. Ooh, man. He's man. That's tough, man. That's tough, man. I think Minshew does give you a little bit of mobility factor. I feel like if we're playing devil's advocate, right? The Chargers D-line was getting after Raiders O-line.
Yeah.
How does AOC handle that?
Not well.
And then I think that's the mindset of the Raiders when they made Minshew the starter, is because he gives you a little bit of mobility. He's experienced. I get what you're saying, man. But the Raiders offense, I just didn't think that it was 100% Minshew. I think Minshew contributed.
Yeah.
I think he contributed to the loss. I don't think it was like, damn, man, like Minshew, it was all Minshew. I'm like, nah, like, where's the Raiders run game?
Yeah.
Isn't that supposed to be? In my opinion, I think that's going to be their identity.
They're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be running the football team, right?
Yeah. I think Minshew contributed to the loss insofar as he had that fumble.
Right.
But other than that, I don't think he contributed to the loss. But he also, he didn't. I don't think he did enough to say, hey, you know what? He would have been the reason we won.
I don't know. It's look, this is a post-game reaction show, so we're going to rewatch the game. He possibly might have missed some guys open. Did he have happy feet at times? I felt like it was just a few times where I'm like, hey, get in there.
He had the one. I mean, he had the one play where like the Trey Tucker play where I said like he threw that off his back foot, but he really didn't need to. Like you don't have like you don't have a rocket arm. Like
there was a play where you were looking at it, you were like, oh man, Bowers was about to come open. And we had that viewpoint where it was literally coming to the end zone.
That's when he got sacked, though.
Yeah, but he rolled out like.
That was on the stunt. That was the play on the stunt where he got sacked. That was on the stunt. That was on the stunt when he got sacked. So could he have thrown? So maybe like a CJ Stroud throws that pass early, knowing, hey, bro, I'm expecting Brock Bowers to be here. I'm just gonna throw it and hope he's there. Mm-hmm. But I think they've been kind of drilling into his mind, like, hey, you got to take care of the ball. You can't be out here freelance and doing stuff like that. So I think he's really like, hey, you know what? I'm not about to like do that kind of stuff as much as you would in the past, because that, like if you know the timing, you're familiar with the guy, you can throw the ball before he makes his break and saying, hey, you know what? He's supposed to break at 15. I know he's breaking at 15. I'm gonna throw it right now. Trust he's gonna be there. But first of all, like they've been drilling in his mind, don't be careless with the ball, which somehow he still effing threw a backwards pass. And he doesn't have that timing and that chemistry with Brock yet. So I think those are two contributing factors. But I don't think he played well. Like the last throw we saw Aiden O'Connell make was him have happy feet and throw a pick six against dudes that aren't in the league anymore. So like I don't want to hear like he's not the answer. Like don't give me that.
Yeah. We got a Chargers fan here. He says, but I'm also a Chargers fan. I'm happy with the win. Okay. They've been on the show before. I think they put up on the live with me and 805. Hey, congratulations on your win. Enjoy it. I don't think you guys will have many. So just savor this one. Savor this one while you can. Right.
It was a good win for you guys. That's all I got to say. It was a good win for you guys.
It is what it is, man. Hey, y'all happy with your win? Good for you, man. But hey, y'all suck. All right, I'm just letting you know. I'm just trying to help you out here. I'm just trying to make sure that you don't get disappointed later down the road because you felt like, being the Raiders was a Super Bowl win. I understand, especially in a hostile environment in LA, your supposed home city. You know what I mean? But I understand. Definitely enjoy the win. You guys won fair and square, but I'm just letting you know, this Chargers team, I don't think is that good
at all.
I just don't think they're that good. I mean, we'll see, man. But let me get into chat, man. The chat is going crazy. Make sure, if you haven't already, make sure to clock in.
Thanks.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All that good stuff. We're going live on both our channels, so you want to make sure you go ahead and do so on both channels. Appreciate everybody coming through and supporting, man. The chat is going crazy. Diesel says, literally the Chargers' biggest accomplishment to date was the win today. I mean, they had to win this game. I felt like they to a certain extent, like, I don't want to say they wanted this game more, but like, hey, last time they played the Raiders, I mean, they got a historic beatdown.
They got their coach and their GM fired. Oh my God, guess what? But the GM has another job.
You said the GM has another job?
The GM has another job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tom Telesco. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different conversation for another day, man. I don't want to get into Tommy T. Tommy T is definitely, we'll wait and see with him. But, I mean, I think the draft class wasn't too bad. For the most part, a lot of the players are still on the roster except for one, I believe. I don't know if we even brought him back for a practice squad.
Yeah, MJ Davis was on a practice squad.
He was on a practice squad? Okay, so I guess that counts for something. M-Easy says Diablo needs to ride the bench. Oh, man, hold on. My bad, M-Easy. Hold on. I thought I just seen that comment from you. Hold on. It just disappeared, but let's see. You said Diablo needs to ride the bench. Like I said, man, I got to see I got to watch the game again, but yeah. I mean, I think the defense overall played well up until a certain point, but I'm not gonna throw Diablo under the bus just yet. Yeah, I gotta rewatch the game.
I don't remember any glaring mistakes. I actually remember a few times he was in the backfield.
I feel like the Raiders for the most part were doing a good job of tackling. Yeah, it's not a coincidence that a lot of the big plays happen as the game went on, and it was more so like near the end of the game for the most part. You know what I mean? The long runs, the missed tackles, even in the pass game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the majority of the game, the Raiders were tackling well. Yeah, they literally were. It was a few 3 and outs, things like that. But yeah, man, I just think that Raiders defense was. I don't think they're the reason why they lost, and I understand we're being critical right now. Yeah, and you guys want a linebacker at Ray Lewis out there, but Diablo, I think he's gonna have a solid year, man. So let's give him a chance.
But on a replay, I'll check it out. Hopefully, I'm able to watch the game again by Tuesday. And if it's a situation where I see Diablo is an issue, then I'll point that out. But I don't remember any like glaring mistakes from him, to be honest, off the top of my head. Like I said, like that missed tackle by Merrick that sticks out like a sore thumb to me. But other than that, I can't really think of any plays where Diablo was the culprit. But I could be wrong on it. I could be wrong on it.
Yeah. Hey, please bear with us. We're having some technical difficulties. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on, man, but we are live in Los Angeles, man. Nice. Fresh off post game. It wasn't just we had to grab some food to eat. We were starving. Shout out Raider Smoke. We had a good time. Good, hopefully next time we come and watch a game and the Raiders win. But just give me just a second. Hold on 1 second, y'all. LVR Live says Chargers didn't win. Minshew and the offense just lost it for us. Defense played well. So that's fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like Minshew had the turnovers, Amir had a turnover. Like those are big contributing factors. Yeah. Anytime you turn the ball over, you give an extra position to the other team. So I think just those turnovers hurt us. I think it's a situation where. Hopefully, Lou Getsy. This was a little bit of a unique situation where we're going into a matchup with an opponent that we really don't have a lot of film on. Like Jesse Manor is coming up from the college ranks. We kind of know what he is as a college defensive coordinator, but it's still impossible to know what he'd be as a professional defensive coordinator. So. And he runs a complex system. He runs a very complex system. So, just trying to deal with him and kind of trying to game plan for him. I think, that was a little bit more difficult than what it usually would be. So that could be the reason why there were some struggles. But still, it's no excuse, man. We should have performed better as an offense. I think Gardner Minshew did enough for us to win, but I don't think if we had won, we can say Gardner Minshew would have been the reason we won. I think he played well enough for us to win the game, but he didn't do enough personally to push us or will us to that victory. So I know a lot of people the Wolves were going to circle because a lot of people didn't want Gardner Minshew as a starting quarterback anyway, so it's an easy thing to do to say he's to blame. Just like like it's already some people that were Aiden O'Connell fans that that thought Antonio Pierce made the wrong decision naming Gardner Minshew as a starter, saying, "Hey, you know what? We gotta. It might be time to start questioning whether Antonio Pierce should be our head coach or whether we made the wrong move." But I think it's much too soon for that. Part of our problem as an organization is that we just go through coaches so frequently. We never give people time to truly establish a culture and mold the roster in the kind of image that they would like it to be. We just moved off a coach last year after a year and a half. I think it'd be a mistake to even consider trying to move off from AP at the end of this year, or even any time before the end of next year. So I think this is a go to the drawing board type of moment. Maybe AP needs to sit in on meetings with Luke Getsy. Maybe Luke Getsy needs to sit in meetings with the offensive line coach and see what is the plan going forward, because what we just did clearly, in every sense of the word, wasn't enough because we lost. So obviously it wasn't enough. So it's time for those dudes to kind of show and prove their worth. We brought you here for a reason. Luke Getsy, you were kind of a retread hire. Part of the reason we brought you here, I'm sure, is because you have some familiarity with Edgar Bennett, our wide receiver coach, as well as Devontae Adams, our best offensive player. So that's part of the reason why you're here. So you got to earn your keep, though, man. You got to earn your keep here, and it's what we saw today. Obviously, isn't going to cut it, and I'm sure all of Raider Nation feels that way, and I'm for damn sure Antonio Pierce feels the same way as well.
Yeah, man. Hey, oh man, whew, I'm losing my voice, man. That's just me post game. I'm over here going, Ray, I'm trying to will this team. I tried to will this team to a win, man, but it just didn't happen today. It just didn't happen today, but I appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe. Get your, hey, hit that notification bell, man. We appreciate the support. Thanks. Julian C, man, they are what we thought they were. Preseason showed us. Woo. Hey, man. Do I even have that? Do I have? Oh man, I gotta get the Denny. Man, I gotta get that Dennis Green, man. I got to for sure, man.
Gotta clip that up.
Yeah, for sure. Forgot about that, man. But yeah, hey, look. Like I said, it's just post game reactions. Just some of our thoughts. Just watching the game live in LA. It is what it is. AP contributed to the loss as well. I'm still questioning his game managing skills. Yeah. You have 3 timeouts. Yeah. And he went into the locker room at halftime with 3 timeouts, like he was gonna have 6 timeouts at the end of the game.
Exactly.
I just don't
add them up.
Yeah, you know what? If we being honest, like, come on, like that can't happen. And then you got to be critical sometimes. Like on 4th and 1, man, like you gotta, in today's NFL, you gotta be aggressive, bro. You gotta. I know the Raiders' offense didn't show a lot, but you're on the opponent's 43-yard line and you chose to punt. It is 4th and 1. That's not good.
Especially for offense that's struggling.
Yeah.
Get these dudes, give them a chance at that point.
Yeah. No, facts right here. But yeah, look, we appreciate you coming through. J-Dog says, I said AOC ceiling is Jared Goff, but I take back the Goff, more athletic. Oh, okay. Yeah, you watched today's game, huh? Sunday night, you seen Goff move around a little bit. Yeah.
Man, Goff Goff arm is exponentially better than AOC. But people be thinking AOC has some rocket arm, bro. AOC's arm is like better than Aiden's, but it's not like leaps and bounds better than Aiden. It's like, okay, he has a better arm than Aiden. Like,
yeah, no, facts.
I mean, than Gardner. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's not like AOC has the best arm or anything like that. It's just we're looking at it from a perspective of these are the quarterbacks that we have, and the Raiders have to work with that, and hopefully they play well. That's really what it is. If we're really
it didn't have to be this way.
if we're actually looking at the draft and looking at other options around the league, in my opinion, there's probably better options.
Yeah.
definitely better options.
Facts.
You know, we talked about it. There's so many different options. We talked about the draft. Obviously, they missed out on drafting a guy in the first round. We talked about later in the draft where they could have possibly took some quarterbacks. That didn't happen, and even some trades. You know, but you got to be aggressive to make those moves, and that's where. Look, I don't even want to talk like this. I mean, it's like I said, I'm gonna leave it as a post game reaction. You know, look, come Tuesday, 50-50 show. Make sure to tune in. Make sure to clock in. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. We'll be here. We'll talk about it. I think we'll have a better idea where this team is at. We'll see what it can look like possibly next week. What they can do to improve. All that good stuff. I think as of right now, we're just disappointed that they lost against the Chargers, man. Come on, man. Like, out of all teams, like, I don't want to lose again. I don't want to lose, period, but against the Chargers, come on, man.
Especially just Jim Harbaugh is feeling good about himself. He's walking around with khakis on.
Yeah.
feeling mighty good, man. Especially we didn't hire him. You know, like.
You know what I thought it was sad?
Gross, man.
Just a little nugget for everybody that wasn't at the game. They showed on the Jumbotron the top plays in Raiders Charger history.
Yeah.
And one of the top plays was Herbert going for it and winning the game on a last second touchdown where he dives.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's for real?
Oh yeah, that's what your top plays.
That's the best play? Are you serious? That's one of the best plays?
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
It's few and far between for those dudes.
That's sad, man. Come on, man. That's just, it is what it is, man. Hey, I ain't a Charger fan. At all, man. But hey, look, we appreciate everybody coming through. It's a great show. We went longer than expected. We'll be back, like I said, Tuesday evening. Make sure to tune in, hit that notification, all that good stuff. We're going live on both our channels, so you want to make sure that you're subscribed to both. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hey, I apologize if I couldn't get to everybody's comment in the chat. But what you can do is after this live ends, go leave a comment. Leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. We read the comments. We will respond. Just keep it respectful, obviously. But, hey, if you have an opinion about what happened today or what you heard us say talking about the game, let us know. Let us know. Leave a comment. But, yeah, man, hey, look, we are out. Severe. Yeah, hey, and look, overall, man, I had a great experience out here in LA doing a live show. Look, hey, this is how we do it. Usually we're in two different places. Yeah. Now we're in the same place, so that was fun. We were able to meet some people that obviously watch the show, that support the show, man. Shout out to everybody that we were able to meet today.
Raider Nation Live crew, man, all those guys.
Oh yeah, shout out to Raider Nation Live crew. We were able to meet them as well on the way out at the game. So that's when I was able to see them, Protect the Shield and Turf and all those guys. We were able to see them as well. But hopefully we'll be able to see more people as time goes on. Severe. Let the people know where they can find you and what to look forward to.
Yes, sir. You know what it is, the Severe Raider on IG, X, Snapchat, TikTok, all that good stuff. You can find me here Tuesday night, talking about this game once again. And then as always, every Friday night around the Shield. I probably got probably hop on with a few other people. A few other people been hollering at me, asking me to hop on, man. So be on the lookout for that, man. Hit your notification bells on my channel. Make sure y'all subscribe and leave a comment. And make sure you follow me on socials, man. I usually post the links there. And as well as hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live, whether that be with Pharaoh, whether that be with the ATS crew, or whether that be with somebody else. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Hey, Daniel Kim, man. Hey, till next time, bro. We're gonna see you, man. We're gonna see you in the future, man. Don't worry about it. It's a long season. It's a long season.
Definitely, man.
Salute, brother. See y'all Tuesday for sure, man. Hey, yeah, and I guess a good segue, man. You guys are gonna see us next time we go live. Like I said before, we'll be Tuesday evening live, 50-50 show. We'll be able to, after let a couple of days go by, today and obviously tomorrow, and just even Tuesday a little bit, and just maybe have more thoughts about this game. Watch the game a couple times, to see something that we missed. And then we got to move forward at the end of the day. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The Raiders didn't play well enough to win. And we got to move forward. And the Raiders play the Ravens next week. That's gonna be a tough game. So we'll get into all that, obviously, live 50-50 show. And then later in the week, we drop an episode, ATS, man, Around the Shield.
Yeah.
Around the Shield with, obviously, Severe and Big Mike Raider as well. So make sure to tune in for that and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I got to keep reminding you, because sometimes y'all forget, man. I know y'all be watching, but you can't forget these types of things. So I got to keep reminding y'all. But look, man, we'll see you on Tuesday, man. We'll see you on Tuesday. And I guess any last thoughts, Severe, before we head out?
Nah, man. There was cause for some concern today, but I'm not ready. We've been holding off on pushing that panic button. We've been holding off all preseason. I'm gonna hold off at least for a couple more weeks, But I'm sliding that panic button a little bit closer every single time. I'm sliding it a little bit closer. I'm not ready to press it just yet.
Yeah.
But I'm getting these thumbs warmed up. Just in case we got to press that thing. So but let's not panic yet. Let's let the season play out. We got a tough opponent next week. In the East Coast, the early start. With them coming off 10-day rest, so that's gonna be a difficult game. But then after that, we got two teams we should win. We should beat rather. So let's reevaluate after this first quarter of the season, like Antonio Pierce, and maybe that at that point we may need to make a change at quarterback. Maybe at that point we may need to make a change at running back.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. All right, y'all, man. We'll see you on Tuesday, live 50-50 show, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. On the way out, clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification, all that good stuff, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Peace.
Just win, baby.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.